Hello everyone, my name is RAINEY. Welcome to another Hearse Boys segment, and today we're going to be tackling digital versus physical purchases. Every gaming channel, every gaming YouTuber has done this, and I figured why not add my 2 cents. So if you know me in real life, or if you follow me on Twitter, know me on social media, then you know that I am pretty adamant about my physical releases. And if you're my friend in real life, then you make fun of me for this. And I've kind of always had a hard time understanding why that is. Buying a game physically is just so much better than buying it digitally in almost every way, at least for me. And that's why I prefer to do it that way. So I guess this is a video for anyone who follows me or who subscribes to our channel that's like, hey, I wonder if RAINEY prefers digital or physical. And the answer is physical. Now, why do I prefer physical? Well, let's start with the fact that, I don't know, maybe because I actually
own the game.
I haven't touched my PS3 in a long time, but as far as I remember, as long as the file is on there, you could play them without signing in to PSN. That's not the case now. On PS4, and I'm sure Xbox One, I wouldn't know. I'm allergic to Microsoft. As far as PS4 anyway, you can't touch digital games unless you're signed in. What happens when PSN is down for maintenance? Or what happens if they get hacked again, like that one time years ago when the system was down for like 20-something days? It was ridiculous. People couldn't access the stuff they wanted to play. And a lot of people rely too heavily on their digital releases. As for me, someone who buys all their games physical, that PSN shutdown didn't mean jack to me, because I would just pop the disc in for my actual games that I actually own into my system and play them just fine, while everybody else was crying about how they hadn't been playing, I don't know, DC Universe or something for however many days. Remember DC Universe? Is that still a thing? I keep mentioning the fact that you know, buying them physically means you actually own the product, the property. And a lot of people don't know this, but on PS3, when you bought a game, it downloaded the actual file onto your hard disk drive. But when you're buying it digitally on a newer console, you can't access it unless you're signed in. So what's the point? What is the point of buying that? You are literally leasing a game as opposed to purchasing it. You're leasing it for the same price you would be paying if you actually bought the physical disc. I guess people prefer digital because they like the nuance of, like, you know, not getting up, not going to an actual store, not going outside. These aren't good things, people. I don't go outside. I don't go outside, and I still go outside. Y'all motherfuckers need to get your ass off the couch. If not to go outside and purchase the game, at least order it on Amazon physically and get up and change the disc. It's so funny to me how, like, the only argument that people pose for digital releases over physical is that they don't have to get up to change the disc, or they don't have to go to the store to buy it. Cool, bro. I don't know what, like, how does that make that any better than owning a game physically? It just doesn't make sense to me. If that service, or if the server for whatever that service is shuts down, you lose all your games. And I could just play whatever I want, whenever I want, because I own it physically. For a lot of online-only gamers, this doesn't make a difference. But for me, I hate online multiplayer. I hate it. I think it's stupid. I don't like games where the only selling point is the fact that it's a massive online community. I like a story. I like a campaign. So for people that play like Overwatch, Fortnite, PUBG, for all these online communities, yeah, digital probably makes more sense because it's not like you can play those games by yourself anyway. But for someone like me who enjoys a campaign and a story-driven game, physical just makes more sense because I own the product. If someone wants to play it but they don't want to make the investment, I can just give them the disc and they can borrow it and play it. If I buy a game physically and I don't like it, I can go to the store and get my money back. If you buy a game digitally and you don't like it, that's $60 down the drain that you cannot get back. Physical releases, I can return, I can give out, I can resell, and I can play whenever I want. Digital releases don't have any of that. I guess it depends on who you are, what you're playing, and what console or gaming device you're playing it on. God of War, Days Gone, The Last of Us Remastered, like, these are all very story-driven, narrative gaming experiences. On a console like PS4, with a lot of exclusive titles being very heavily driven by a single-player campaign, it's better if you buy it physically. Should the servers go on maintenance and be inaccessible, then you're locked out of your games. Then what are you going to do? For people who play on Xbox, as far as Xbox, I don't really think it matters. It's heavily multiplayer based. So it's not like you're gonna play any of those games by yourself anyway. So you pretty much need the internet. The Switch is different. The Switch is funny in that it doesn't have a very strong internal storage. Legend of Zelda doesn't even fit digitally on it, yet physical releases where they are available, obviously not counting indie titles that are digital only. All you have to do is get off the couch to change the game. So just do it. If getting off the couch and changing the game is not worth actually owning it, being able to return it, being able to let people borrow it, being able to resell it, and not having to rely on the internet to access the content that you bought and paid for, if all of that is not worth getting off the couch to change the game, I don't know why you've been watching this video for as long as you have, because there's no convincing your lazy ass anyway. That's my take on digital versus physical. I prefer physical. Thank you guys for watching. My name is RAINEY. This has been another Hearse Boys segment. I'll see you guys next time.